Today I'm working on an illustration inspired by a photo I took in Ocean City, New Jersey. I grew up in Southern California, and so the surf and skate culture really heavily influenced my pursuit of graphic design and photography. And so seeing this photo again as I was going through my library, I just thought I have to draw it. And not just draw it with precision, but to draw it just to capture the mood and that moment that really it kind of captured my attention as I was walking by. These illustration projects have been so fun for me because they're a separation from my normal client work. I found that it gets a lot harder to trust your creative instincts when someone else is involved. When you're working alone, like I am in these illustrations, it's easier for me to be confident. There's such a tension that comes when we start to get feedback on a project, and that's indicative of working with someone else. We get it, and it all of a sudden starts to feel personal, even if that's not the way that it was intended. And there's something about that feedback that immediately throws me into this uncertainty about the process, about the decisions that I've made, about my abilities in some cases. And so as I'm having these self-driven projects, I don't have that same nagging voice, or I don't have that same formal delivery of feedback. It's gotten me thinking about what is it that goes wrong in a project, if you want to say it that way, where we shift into this real judgmental state where every piece of feedback feels that way. And I've realized that when the vision isn't clear, every comment starts to feel like judgment. Without a shared vision, if you're not on the same page, then feedback starts to drift into opinions about taste. This may seem like an odd approach, but I've actually found that arguing about the details isn't the pathway forward to make a project go better. I have spent many years digging my heels in about the design decisions that I've made. I've argued about the quality of the line work. I've argued about the color choices. And every time it has not led to moving the piece forward in a good direction. And so I've changed my approach. And now I go back to vision. And I ask questions like, what is this piece actually trying to communicate? Once we remember our goal for the piece, for the work that we're doing, and kind of the why behind the work that we're doing, it changes the conversation between us and the client from one being across the table at each other, and it moves us to be on the same side, working together to try to move the project forward in a good and unified way. Feedback changes. It's no longer about taste and about preference, and it shifts to become a fair critique about the trajectory of the piece, or the things that we're creating. Is this moving us in the direction that we want to go or not? That's the conversation. I found actually that most creative tension isn't about taste, it's about vision.